we'll start, no, Nilanka?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the webinar on reference management and AI tools in literature survey. Actually, this is part of the 8-week manuscript writing course conducted by the research committee of Faculty of Medical Sciences. We have come to the 4th session of that course. It's basically, I mean, all are physical sessions except this, which is an online session. So we thought we'll open up it for all who are interested. We open up it for the academic staff as well. So here we are today. I hope, I mean, you will get the maximum out of this webinar to learn about AI tools and reference management. Zotero will be done as a reference management system. Can I invite Nilanka to give a short introduction to the speaker, Nilanka?
Yes, thank you, ma'am. So we have Dr. Roshan Rambukwella, who is a consultant community physician. He's actually working in the Department of Health Services in the Central Province. So thank you, Roshan, for joining today. So he is a graduate from the University of Peradeniya. He has completed his MSc in Community Medicine and MD in 2021. Following that, he was a postdoctoral researcher in Southampton, UK. And during that time, he has also gained more, he has actually got more certifications also in big data and AI for health professionals and introduction to prompt engineering for generative AI. So he's the best speaker to talk about AI-based tools when doing literature review, as well as introducing Zotero for you all. So over to you, Roshan.
Okay, thank you, Mila, and good afternoon to you all. So initially, I will just introduce you the referencing management software, that is Zotero, and then we'll have a sort of a discussion on how to use AI tools for literature survey and academic writing. So I'll just share some thoughts on Zotero. Zotero is not a new thing to us. It has been used for a while now. So I hope you have already downloaded the Zotero software. Then it would be easier to sort of get a hands-on experience. So hope you can see my screen. So actually, Zotero is a open source free software, a free reference management software. So you may have already noticed that there are several reference management softwares in the market, and we are used to use this EndNote, and there are several other softwares which you cannot use freely. But this Zotero is totally free, and it has a lot of advantages over the other softwares. So one basic thing is that Zotero allows you to store and categorize your references, which is a bit difficult in earlier software, sort of earlier reference managers. And also Zotero integrates with various platforms, right? So you can sort of import and export references, even reference library, and even the databases with each other. So it is very useful when a team is doing a research. And also it automatically generates citations and bibliographies. So you can change the citation styles according to your need without having much fuss. So while we are using Zotero, there are a lot of advantages. So you may have already downloaded both the reference manager and there's a Zotero connector. So you have to download the Zotero connector as well. And when you download it, you will see in the main menu bar, whichever the browser you are using. So if you are using Google Chrome, you can get the icon which I will show you later. So for initiation, you must download Zotero, and it is a very easy software to install. So, and it's totally free, right? So I'll show you the interface. Then we can go through the interface and learn something. So this may be not new to most of you, but just we'll go through the software, right? So when you go to Zotero, right, I'll share the software screen. Right. Hope you can see my screen, right? So when you open up the Zotero, you will get a right icon called My Library here on your right hand side of the screen, right? Left hand side of the screen. So My Library, where you get all your downloaded articles or whichever the publications, right? The interesting thing is you can categorize these articles to sub collections, right? So I have one here called dengue and stroke. So whenever I download anything related to dengue and stroke, or if I'm doing a research on dengue and stroke, when I search literature, I can straight away download these things into this folder. And if I'm writing a manuscript or I'm organizing a research, if the first article is for introductory section and the third article is for discussion section, then you can go to the folder and then right click and start a new sub collection. So within the collection, you can have sub collections. So that is an advantage of using Zotero as well. So you can name the sub collection and add it, right? If I name a sub collection, sort of, I say it's an introduction. So under dengue and stroke, I can add a sub collection, right? Then if I want to export all these articles or the reference list, then you can easily export using. So what you have to do is go to the collection, right click it, and then export. So you can prepare a RIS file. So you can share your references with others using this. So once you said okay, it will generate a RIS file. You can share with anyone. So these are basic things with every software manager, right? Then another thing is you can straight away create a bibliography from a collection. So if you want to create a reference list, initially they will say what is the citation style you need, right? So you can select the citation style, or if the preferred citation style is not there, you can always go to manage style and add that. So this has a total repository of more than 1,000 styles according to journals as well. So that's an added advantage. So if you prefer sort of American APA 7, you can select APA 7. If APA 7 is not there, you can go to this manage styles tab and collect it from the repository and edit here, and then create the bibliography. So it's very easy, right? And then also it generates reports from the collection. So if you are sort of writing a systematic review, or if you are writing a case series, you can select any collection and collect a report. and send it to anyone. Right? So this may have all the abstracts you need and all the necessary links. So this is also available with Zotero, right? So it is a very organized software where you can have collections, different type of organization of your literature, right? So that is a very useful thing. And if you are going to find specific literature regarding this, right? So if you have found any literature in a web or any sort of a search engine, there are several ways of adding those literature into the Zotero. Right? First thing is you can add any literature using this manual tab. Right? So what we have to do is there's a plus tab in the top corner, green color one. You select that. And then if it is a journal article, yes, journal article, then you can write whatever the things in the journal article. So if you have found any journal article, you can write everything, right? This is the sort of old-fashioned thing, right? Then you can straight away add a PMDI or DOIs, digital objective identifier, or any sort of any digital identifiers into this, and will straight away get into the get into your library. So if I download one article, right, you can straight away go into the article and copy the PM ID, right, or DOI, and paste it there. Right, you can paste it there and it will appear in the library, right? So that should be in the first top of the library, right? That will appear. So whenever you want to add an article, you can add the digital identifier here, and then you can add that, right? And the other thing is you can use the Zotero connector to add an article into the Zotero library, right? So I'll just show you. Right. So it's as simple as that. Once you add the Zotero connector into your toolbar, it will appear like this here. So I have two referencing managers, Mendeley and Zotero. So if I want to add this article into my collection, what I'll do is I'll go to the connector and select this one, Zotero connector. Right? Then it will ask where do I have to save this. So I will say into my library, and then it will give you all the things, right? So that's it. That's how you can add to my library. So it will be there, right? So I'll copy the DOI here and I'll add this one through the digital identifier as well, right? Okay. Right. Now, if you can see what I have done here is, this is the journal article I got from the web, right? So you can see all the information about that. If I go to the digital identifier and paste it and enter, then again it will be downloaded, right?
Excuse me, sir. Can you show us how to add that again?
Yeah, you have to go to the original article and then copy the link or copy the digital identifier, right? I'll show you again. Right? So if we are using Zotero connector, straight away you go to the connector and select that and select the connector. Then it will ask where should I save it, right? So for example, I can select the total library or any subfolder within it. So I'll select paper 1 and done. Okay. And the other way to do is to copy the digital identifier, right? This one or any one of these DOI, PMICD or anything, right? So you can copy and paste it there. Right. So you have to paste it here and it should come, right? So right, so this is the article I found, right? Hospital admissions over 20 years. So if this is a open access freely downloadable one, the PDF will appear here, right? If you click the PDF, it will appear, right? Right, so this is the PDF version. It will automatically get downloaded. And the other thing is, when you select any journal article or any publication and download it or add into the Zotero, it will have the full text if it is accessible and also the link or PubMed entry here. Yeah, this is from PubMed. So you'll have the PubMed link automatically downloaded into here or entered into here. So if you click the PubMed link, then it will give this one. So at any place you can open up the file, right? So that is an added advantage, right? It will take time, right? This is the article. So that is an added advantage. Any journal article, if it is open access and freely downloadable, you will get the full text and also the link to the article. And the other thing is, for any article, you can, if there's another article related into this, or imagine if we have 4 articles, which we are going to use writing introduction. So of a journal article, so you can relate these things. For example, I'll select this one, and there's a tab called related, right? And you can see there's a tab called add, and you can find any other article to relate this. So I'll find this one, tap this one and add. Then whenever I go to this article, you can see the related articles here. So if another article is there which is related to this, I'll add that as well. So there are 2 articles. So there are a lot of interconnections within the subfolders as well. So you can create folders, you can create subfolders, and also you can create sort of collections within the subfolders as well by using related function. And the other thing is you can tag. So there are a lot of tags here. Once you tag, for example, if I think this article should be tagged, this article says about hospital mortality, I can create a tag naming hospital mortality. And also if I find another article regarding hospital mortality, then I can add a tag to that as well, right? So SF36 health survey manual and interpretation guide, I'll add a tag, right? So you can add QOL. I'll just say QOL and add, right? So there are a list of tags here, right? That is on in your screen, your right side bottom corner. There are a lot of tags in my ones, right? So I can straight away select articles from the tags. So if I want to select anything related, yeah, I have a tag called estrogen replacement therapy. When I click the tag, then articles related to it automatically appear on the right. I'll just click some tags, articles related to it appear on the interface, right? So that is another thing. Right, these are automatically created tag. So I'll deselect all, right? So how to add a tag? Select one and go to tags and add. So by this way, you can sort of have sub-collections again by tagging the articles. And the other thing is, if you want to write something about the article, or if you want something like a reminder, or if there's an important wording or important phrase in it, you can add some notes, right? So this is very important when you do qualitative studies. If you want to add some kind of a thematic note or any note related to article, you select the article and you can add. There's a tab in the top corner. There's a tab called a child note or new standalone note. So if I add a child note, right, you will see there's a separate icon, yellowish icon appearing at that. And you can write anything here, right? So I can say this is about QOL, right? Then the tag will appear, then the note will be there. So when I check again about these articles, I can see the full text, PubMed central link, and any notes or a description about the article can be saved in here. So this is a versatile software where you can categorize, subcategorize, and also make sort of collections related articles. And you can tag articles, also add notes. So This way, Zotero is sort of very easy to use software, and it has a lot of functions regarding sub-collections. So what I have done here is I have had several collections on my right-hand side regarding the research I'm conducting nowadays, right? So another thing is when you are doing sort of research on same study area, you will get lot of duplicate items, right? So what we can do is we can hand pick the duplicate items. That is what most of the softwares allow you to do. But here there's something called duplicate items tab, right? So if you go to any of these folders, there are duplicate items. It will select, right? So I'll do this one, dengue and stroke. Let's find out what are the duplicate items, right? Sorry, this is from my library. So as you can see, there are a lot of duplicates, right? Cohort profile, Hartford check, cohort study. So I have 3 duplicates as it seems. So what we can do is select one, and you can see when I have added these things, right? On your left side corner of the screen. Yeah, so we can see each and every item, and of course I will select the article which has sort of lot of details. There are details about the journal. So it seems all 3 are the same, maybe from different sources. So I'll select the second one, and you can click the top corner. There's a tag called merge 3 items. So when you merge, all 3 items will come into one, right? And save. So in this way, this is very important. If you have a lot of duplicates, you can select and merge them, right? I'll merge. So whatever you want to do, just read and see whether the 2 articles are same, and you can merge. This is very important when you are doing systematic reviews, because when we collect articles for the systematic reviews, usually from different search engines, the same article comes. So there are maybe a lot of duplicates. So this is one way of doing it, by removing duplicates using a reference manager. So this option is there in Zotero, right? So you can find duplicate items. And there are unfiled items, which you can see now here. There are a lot of unfiled items in my ones, right? So if I want to read one of these, I'll select that and read, right? So I'll read, and then I'll put that into one of these folders, right? So I can straight away click this one and add it to here, right? So what I used to do is whenever I read a new article, I'll just add here unfiled ones. Then if it is interesting or if it is related to my work, I'll just add into one of my folders or subfolders. Or either you can tag them and later add into subfolders. So this is how you manage literature using a reference software. So this is a very good example of sort of multifaceted referencing manager, which is totally free, right? Hope you can understand what I am saying. Then the other important thing is how to use this literature when you're citing them, right? So to do that, I'll just open a Word document, right? This one, yeah. So adding citations using Zotero is very easy, right? So if you have a document like this, so now I want to add citations. So first of all, just check whether the Zotero connector is added into your Word, right? So I can see there's Zotero, right, in the upper toolbar. So select Zotero, right? And then as we used to do with the other softwares, select the position where you want to add your citation, right? And then place the cursor there and check add citation, right? Then it, for the first time in a document, it will ask you to select the citation style. So I'll go for American APA 7th edition style, right? So once you select this, it will automatically take APA 7th edition. So one by one, it will add the reference list as well. So automatically updated citations can be added to this one. So to do that, you have to check this box at the bottom corner, automatically update citations. If you are not willing to update automatically, then you can uncheck this as well, right? So I'll just add this one and okay. Right, then you'll get this column saying citation, and there's a Zotero interface. So you can write the topic or the author here, right? So once you type few letters, it will appear, right? So I'll select this one, Hussein. So once I put the enter button, it will be automatically added, right? If I want to add another one, right, you can add another one too, right? So this is a very simple software. So you can add in-text citations pretty easily, right? So I'll add another one here. Right. Gil. Okay. So there are two citations. Now, if you want to create a reference list, place the cursor where you want to create it, right? So I have placed there and add bibliography. That's it, right? So it will automatically add the reference list. So if you are adding another in-text citations, the list will be automatically updated. So it is that much easier when you use this software as a referencing software, right? So, and the other thing is, some people do not like if you are writing a big dissertation or sort of a thesis like thing, then automatically updating is recommended, right? Otherwise, you have to find again the places where you have to add citations. But for a journal article, what I would say is just you don't have to get automatically updated at the end, just add the reference list, right? It is much easier than that, right? So imagine after you have completed the document and you are submitting your journal article to a sort of a journal, and journal is asking a different citation style. For example, if an American journal, it would ask 17th edition Chicago Manual or National Library of Medicine one. So NLM. So here it is very easy, right? What you have to do is just select the document and go to document preferences here. You don't have to do one by one, right? Then select the citation style from here, National Library of Medicine, right? Automatically update citations and select OK. Then everything will be in NLM method, right? So this option is not available in most of the referencing managers. This is a wonderful option, right? So that is another advantage of using this software, right? And if the newly added citations or references are not added to the text, what you have to do is you just refresh the document like this. Then it will be added in later, especially if you have unlinked the citations, right? Once you have refreshed, then you can add the citations, right? So this is a simple way of adding in-text citations and a reference list to a document you have created. And another problem which can appear or which can have is that most people will not get this Zotero icon on Word document. If it is not there, what you have to do is you have to go to the Zotero interface, right? And go to the Edit tab and select Preferences here, right? Right? Then select Sync. Then it will sync and add the connection, right? Usually it will appear by now, right? That is another thing that you should remember. And there's another way of changing the type of citation or citation style. Again, by the software, it also allows you to do that. That is using preferences and style manager, right? I'll tell something about word processors later. So these are the basic functions of Zotero software. So to summarize, I'll just go through what I have told you, right? So you can add references manually and add references with an identifier. Also use the Zotero connector, right? Then you can categorize. You can make folders and subfolders. I'll just take this into mind. I'm just reminding what I have done. Then you can add full text and full text links in one click, right? So you can add the PubMed link or any other link to that. And you can relate publications in one click, right? Through the related tab. And you can tag articles to find them in one click. When you check the tag icon, you will get all the related articles there. And you can add notes and small notations. It is important in especially qualitative studies. And also you can share collections or export, right? Some of these export options are not available in paid versions, right? And then you can create bibliography from a collection, right? That is usually most of the softwares allow that. And then you can generate a report from collection. That is also special in this, right? Also, when it comes to citations, you can add in-text citation via Zotero connector and then change citation style from document or from the software. Also automatically update the referencing list. So by now, you already know these things. And you can check the duplicates, right? So automatic identification of duplicates and you can remove duplicates easily by merge function. And in text citations, you can add any citation. You can add the bibliography at the same time. Also, via document preferences, you can change the citation style, right? Also, automatically update the reference list. So these are the functions, and I have just shown you what we can do from the Zotero software, right? So I hope you have grabbed something from my talk. If there's anything you can ask. Yes.
If there are any questions, you can ask from Roshan.
So if
Roshan,
there's
can
nothing,
we drag and drop also kind of the PDF and just get Zotero to kind of come up with the proper details to a folder?
no, actually, yes. You can drag the sort of article into the folder and come with details. Yes.
Alright.
There is a digital identifier. It will automatically.
So always you need the connector, no? Without the connector, you can't.
Yeah, that is the major disadvantage, because in EndNote, you will get this desktop app and you don't need the internet connection. But to use Zotero, you need the internet connection because you need the connector to connect it to the internet.
That now, like Mendeley has this manual entry, so you can't do manual entry with Zotero, no? No.
No,
Just
you can.
the connector only.
No. You can do the manual entry.
Okay.
That is by using the manual entry tab method. Yeah, it is available. There is a tab on the top of the taskbar. Here, this green button here. So you can add any book section, document, or journal article manually here. So once you select the article, and then you can add the title here, abstract, everything manually. So that is available, but that is what is done by the stage softwares. So by having a connector and also by connecting through a DOI is much more easier and a sort of a sophisticated way of adding literature. So it is available with this software.
Roshan, there's another question. Is there a way to log into a user account and get access to the list on any device, or is sharing only by exporting the list as a RIS file?
No, you can get access to the Zotero from any device. Yes. You don't have to export the list.
And we
Yeah.
have a question from Professor Hasinino, I think has raised hand.
Yes. Just wanted to ask you, Roshan, thank you for the lecture. You showed us how to, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Right. You showed us how to merge the duplicates, but can you remove now out of the three? If you want to keep only one, how do you remove the other two without, having three of the same document? That's question one. The second one is, since you're well versed with EndNote, Mendeley, and Zotero, leaving out EndNote, it being a paid thing, between Mendeley and Zotero, which one do you feel more, in comparatively between the two, which one do you feel more comfortable to work with, or which one would you recommend between the two? That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, for the first question, actually, when you find the duplicates, or if you find a duplicate, so I'll just show you. So there's, if you find this one, Zhu et al. Right? So what will happen is when you find a duplicate, there are 3 papers here. And you can see on the left-hand corner, when did I sort of downloaded these items here, right? So same day, different times, right? So what we have to do is just go through the basic details of these 3 items and find out whether they all are the same. So if they are the same, then you can keep one by merging these 3 items, right? So just click the merge 3 items, right? Then the selected one will be there and other 2 will be deleted. So they are taken out of the interface from here and they are deleted. So you don't have to delete manually. If you want to delete anything manually, then what you have to do is select that one and put that into the trash, right? So once you merge the duplicates, only one will be there and other one will be automatically taken out from the interface. That's for the first question. And for the second question, as far as I know, now the Zotero is being used by sort of the number of people using Zotero is more than Mendeley now. So most popular one is Zotero. So if it is used by more search engines, then ultimately we have to use the most used one. So I would say using Zotero may be advantageous, so beneficial than using Mendeley, because both are free interfaces and there are certain advantages or functions in Zotero more than Mendeley. So that's what I can say, but it's up to anyone, because once you get into accustomed to use one reference manager, it will get automatical updates with more functions. So if you are used to use Mendeley, you can use that. But Zotero has these all functions just in one click, right? So that's what I can say.
Roshan, there's
Okay.
sorry, the question of this using like logging in from different devices. I think still they wanted to know how to do that. Whether you could explain.
You mean, yeah, you can create a Zotero account, right?
And just log in from any device, isn't it?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. And then it will ask the password.
And the
So
library will be there online as anyway. It's online, no? Yeah.
if you are connected to internet while creating the library, it will be there in the sort of it will be there in the cloud, right?
And I have a question, Roshan. Can we do a search through Zotero, like the way we do in EndNote?
Yes, yes, yes. Of course, we can search. There is option, but what I would say is searching through referencing software gives you fewer options, right? So I don't know whether it's a good option to do that, because the way the referencing algorithm is set up in the software, you will not get much insights from the search engines. That is what I have learned. So people usually discourage to search through the referencing softwares. That is what I know, Nilan.
Thank you.
Okay, then.
We can move on to the second part, Roshan. I don't. I think we have no more further questions. So
Okay, so yeah, I'll go to the next one, which is quite a new thing, right? So we do some workshops here for AI, right? So this is, of course, nowadays it's a hot topic to use AI, right? So just to remind you how AI is work, or how does the AI work? It works by combining large amounts of data. So what they do is, when there's a lot of large chunks of data in the web, they do sort of find out iterate patterns among data, and they do something called iterative processing, right? And create patterns which are called algorithms, and then these patterns will be saved according to a topic. And once you write some word, these patterns come out and give a description. So that is how it's been done. So in research, what we do is we select some data. Imagine if you have select data from 1,000 individuals, and you put 500 data of 500 individuals to develop a pattern, and then you take the other 500 and test the pattern. That is how this AI works, or that is how the machine learning works. So it's totally a new concept. What we are used to do is to use text generative AI. So we are used to texting with all these mobile and other interfaces. So we are generating a lot of text. So what the AI tools do is they select texts related to any topic, and then they select the patterns among the text, and then they give up an output using those patterns. So that is how AI works. So what I would like to do within this 1 hour or so is to identify the techniques to enhance academic writing. So we'll just touch on what are generative AI, and then what are the tools to enhance academic writing in AI. So there are separate tools which can be used for academic writing and finding out literature, right? And also we'll just talk about practical skills and strategies for using AI, right, in academic writing. And are there any ethical considerations in using AI-powered tools, right? Now, these have been discussed worldwide. So what we use is called generative AI. That is what I explained earlier. So we use to get text and video outputs, also voice outputs and codes through generative AI. At the moment, through ChatGPT, yeah, more or less tend to use text more than any other things, right? These are the free generative AIs. Of course, I hope everyone has seen these main 3 tools, right? So most of us are using ChatGPT, but there are other tools like Gemini. Earlier we called this Typeset, which is linked to Google search engine. And the other thing is Copilot, which is linked to Microsoft, right? These 3 tools differ their working environment, but since we are used to use ChatGPT, we tend to forget the other 2. But if you just type in the same question or what you want to do in ChatGPT, Gemini and Copilot, I would say for a inquiry or if you want to know something, Copilot is the best, right? It gives with references, right? But we are not using it, right? Gemini is more or less giving a sort of a Google-based answer, right? Not very scientific. ChatGPT, the paid version, has very advanced answers, but for a certain inquiry, Copilot may be the best, which we are not used to or accustomed to use. So try the same question in 3 AI tools and see who gives the best answer for your liking, right? Right? So what we do is we just prompt, right? So prompt is the input you put or the question you ask to develop the model, right? So there are already developed models inside the web, and what we do is we ask or prompt question and it will generate a response, right? So the more specific and more sort of detailed the question or prompt, the more specific the answer, right? So when you prompting, these are the interesting things and important things to remember. Now, some may be able to write an article within 1 hour if you are doing prompting correctly, right? So when you are prompting or write your statements in ChatGPT or Copilot, initially, I'll just say, just write the context first, right? And ask the question. Context means what is the context, or just say, I am writing a journal article, I am a clinician in endocrinology. Then the tool will automatically see the models which are related to health, clinicals, and endocrinology. And that the algorithm works like that, right? Then you can ask question and intended output. So it will find the relationships, right? Then you can ask the formality. This is for a scientific literature, right? If this is more general, then you can ask the AI tool to be more general, right? Then ask the specific question or in detail, right? This is how it should be worked out. This is what I am expecting, right? And then instructions for response format. I need this in a tabular form. Then they will give a table, right? I need this in a picture format. So it will give a picture. I need this in a graph. So it will give a graph. So what we are used to do is we are just asking questions from these AI tools, which will not give a quality output, right? So whenever you prompt, especially if you are to find literature, please remember these things, right? The context, initial statement or question, intended output, tone, formality, and specificity, right? So this is called prompt engineering. We are doing prompting, but this is exactly called prompt engineering, which is the highest paid job at the moment in the world, right? So prompt engineering is totally getting the world of information technology to another level, right? So you provide the prompt and you will get the output. If it is a text, it is called language model, which we are using. The ChatGPT, Copilot, all those are language models, right? So for research, I would like you to use these two AI tools. First one is Elicit. So what you have to do is First, get registered in Elicit, right? Sign up for free, right? There are limited functions available in the free version, but it is more than enough, right? And there's another one called size space. Earlier, this is called typeset, right? It is more advanced. I'll show you later. So please get an account or get accounts of both Elicit and size space, right? So I'll just go through the one of these softwares, right? All right. Okay, so hope everybody can join with this, right? You can create an account in size space, just Google size space, and it'll appear like this typeset IO. This is the earlier name until 2024. Now this is called size space, right? So do hours worth of reading in minutes. That is what they say. So you can generate a complete literature review by asking any question. So whatever you want to ask, right? You can ask here, right? Right. I'll just, this is what I have asked earlier, right? Right. I just asked, please provide something on latest therapy for leptospirosis, pulmonary hemorrhages, or pulmonary hemorrhages of leptospirosis. Then it will generate the latest 5 papers or the topmost 5 papers and a summary here, right? So that is very interesting, right? And also it will give you the latest 10 papers, right? So this paper 1, leptospirosis presenting as diffuse alveolar hemorrhage, right? Insights of the paper. So the interesting thing of using this is you can get the summary of each paper, or you can get summary of subsections. For example, I want to see the latest papers as well as I want to see how the methodology changes, right? So you can add a column, right? You can summarize the abstract, summarize the introduction, right? Whatever. So I have asked them to see the methods, right? So first paper, chest radiography and broncho. So I just want to see the results. So it will generate the results column. So you can add columns asking, please summarize me the abstract, summarize the introduction, summarize the literature, sir. So you don't
How
have
do you
to.
add Roshan?
Yeah, madam, now add columns. Go to the add columns here. Can you see? Yes, sir. And you can add, so I have already added methods, use and results. So if I want to add the conclusions here, I'll add conclusions, right? Then a separate column will come saying conclusions, right? And the software will automatically generate the conclusions. So this is very interesting. Here it comes, right? So this is the second paper, venous extracorporeal membrane oxygenation. So these are the conclusions of the paper. In the third paper, leptospirosis, right? So this is the conclusion, right? So you can select, right? Or deselect by this. So if I want to deselect, this right hand corner, you have methods used, I can deselect, right? So this will give, it's a very easy option, but I don't know. But you have to go through the paper. But this gives a brief note on methods used. By reading this, you can just consider whether this paper needs to be considered in your paper or not, right? And the other thing is you can get the free PDF from this, right? For the second study, there's a PDF link, right? Also, how many citations for the paper, all the things are given, right? And also, as I mentioned you earlier, the Copilot AI is also linked here. So regarding this paper, you can ask anything through Copilot, right? For example, if I ask, if the sample size is not given here, then I can ask the Copilot, what is the sample size used, right? So, right, this is the paper, you can write the question and you will get the answer. So that is very interesting, right? So I just
So Roshan, now if we write now as it is, if we cut and paste this output, will there be a problem with plagiarism here?
no, madam.
No, this is allowed.
Yes, this is allowed because I'll show you. There's a paper recently published. I'll just show you that. You have to disclose your interest here, and this one. Yeah, this opinion paper. So what if ChatGPT wrote it, right? So this is sort of a landmark paper which says that ethically they have sort of nicely organized the advantages of using AI softwares in writing, right? So you can disclose always saying that I have used these AI tools for these journal articles and it will be accepted, right? And also you can just quote this paper as well. So yes, plagiarism softwares can detect because this is a language model. This can sort of get chunks out of the journal articles and give you a proper output, right? So to avoid that, you can rephrase these things. Since you are asking, I'll tell you, you can rephrase whatever the output generated from the AI, right? There are several softwares to rephrase whatever you say or do. One good software is Grammarly, which we are used to, right? Grammarly can rephrase, and there are a lot of rephrasing softwares. So you copy and paste the chunk developed by AI, and then you can rephrase it. Then the paraphrase or sort of these plagiarism softwares do not detect. We are doing with a good intention. That's all. It's not to sort of mischief anyone or do anything like that, but you can rephrase this using a rephrasing software. If you Google rephrasing softwares, there are a lot of softwares, right? So to avoid plagiarism problem, you can replace it at any time. But the important thing is you can get a summary of all the necessary outputs in one single window using this software, right? SciSpace. There are several other softwares, but this one is the most sort of fascinating software, which gives you total summary, right? So you can ask for 15 papers, right? All the papers, and you can sort by relevance here, right? Newest first, oldest first, right? So this is not an easy job to do if you are doing through PubMed, right? I hope you know how to find latest papers using PubMed, right? So it is quite difficult, but I'll just show you that as well and see whether this differs from that, right? So if you are to use PubMed, actually what you have to do is you have to go right. There's something called PubMed queries. I think you may have heard, right? Everybody should have heard this, but I'll show you. There's a link called PubMed queries, right? So in the PubMed home page, there's a separate tab called PubMed queries, right? So this is also using AI actually, right? So if you want to find the newest or the latest articles regarding therapy, clinical prediction, diagnosis, etiology, and prognosis, go to PubMed clinical queries and type this, right? Then you will get, so, pulmonary just leptospirosis, right? If I want to filter papers on therapy, yes, right, search, right, you will get the latest, newest on the top. So out of 79 results, 5, topmost 5 are the latest ones. So this is again using AI, right, in the mesh work, right? So you can also narrow down if the research question or search terms are very specific, you can narrow. The scope can be narrowed, right? Now let's see. Yeah, no articles found on narrow scope because the question is not specific for the search terms. So you can get the latest articles through PubMed, but these are the PubMed related published ones, right? Through this PubMed clinical queries. But if you are using the size scope, of course, it will get you the latest articles, not only from PubMed, but also from other search engines as well. As you know, PubMed only have about 40% to 50% of total articles published, right? So about 30 to 40%. So there are a lot of articles which are not published or comes through the PMID link. So this gives you the latest articles and gives you more output, right? So you can sort by newest first using this. So this is an added advantage. And also you can add more filters, and you can get the top tier papers, right? You can just have a read this one, right? And the other thing is you can export all the articles in CSV file, Excel file, and RIS file, right? So if you want to find out all the papers here related to this topic, then what we have to do is just export the RIS file and add it into the Zotero. And then all the articles will be there. So that is another added advantage. You can't do almost at all using another software, right? So also you can get a CSV file, Excel file to showcase everything. But the problem is paid version only allows to copy and paste all these things at a glance. Otherwise, you have to copy paste by selecting every part of it and in a Word or any other format, right? So you can't completely export this table or the document here without having a priced version. But this is more than enough because we get all the things work out using this. So this is really interesting. Size space. If you go to the elicit is also giving the same thing, but elicit does not give this sort of summarized version in columns. It gives a total summary, which is good in a way, but you can't get a sort of method section in a separate column and results in a separate column. But they will add more of this soon, right? So this is just to show you how we can search literature using these new softwares. I'll go into detail now how to do a literature search in quick seconds. I hope this is not boring to you. So we'll.
Roshan, I had one question. It said library, so can we organize these things also in our account? Have separate, like a library in Skyspace, is it?
Yes. So in the free version, what we have to do is, I think we have to just get the RIS file and then manage all the literature within the referencing software. Otherwise, I don't think it will allow to manage within the software, right? But the paid version definitely allows that. That's why I am not going to show that because it's a different thing, right? So these are the sort of the tools that I can suggest. Elicit is good for literature search, right? Size-Space, and there's another AI tool called Scholarly, for data extraction and summary, which is very interesting. Scholarly, you can add a big document, sort of a document with 35,000 words and ask for a summary. It will give you nicely, right? So it is also free, right? Scholarly. So for example, if you have a lot of data, it will organize, right? Organize and give you a summary. And also it will extract data, which is very important. If you are doing systematic reviews, you can extract data using Scholarly, right? So that's Scholarly.
Means you
So
have to put all the articles into the AI tool, or?
yes, madam, you have to put. There's
So
a
my question is now when you go to journal instructions, they say no, I mean not to use AI tools to write. Maybe you can do your language checking, but not to use it for writing.
yeah, not to use for writing. Yeah, some journals instruct that. I don't know it with the sort of the developing trend, I don't know whether they are going to do the same in future. But what I would say is you can write easily using AI tools. That's the only thing I have to say, because it will take hours and hours to write manually. But
Only thing is then we are getting caught to plagiarism. No, I mean if we do that, we
exactly, yes. But to extract data and organize it in a nice manner, AI tools are much more
good
advanced.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah, good enough. But the problem is, yes, of course, you will get the trap into plagiarism.
Yeah.
But
So
you
now
can,
in Authenticate, they have included AI tools. I mean, they are catching up AI tools as well, no? Catching where if we have like used AI tools, no?
yes,
Authenticate.
yes. The
Mm.
problem is now, the problem is all the language models check the word count and give a sort of they recognize patterns and say that this is been plagiarized, right? So, for example, turn it up. If you take turn it up, it will code. If you copy and paste 5 words uh, in a sentence together, then it will code. If you rephrase it and change sort of 3 words from a sentence, then it will not code. So that is the problem with plagiarism software. I'm not saying I'm sort of, we have to sort of rephrase it. Otherwise, yes, it will code. But if you are doing with good intention, I think it's safe to use AI softwares because you can justify that to save time and uh, develop more. It will be a more easier way to do it. Yes, there's someone raising their hand.
I just wanted to tell Professor Goni, it depends on the university's policy, I would say. Since I'm joining from UK, in fact, I'm the medical school that I'm working for. Of course, they have a policy, and even another medical school where I'm doing my master's in medical education, they have a separate policy. So based on the policy, they say if you use for this purpose, it's okay. This is not for us, for the students doing research. So we are the supervisors, so we have to know what they're allowed to do and what they are not allowed to do. So they say for certain things they are allowed to use it, and for others no. And it also based on the journal. Some of the journals say no, you can't use. Some of the journals accept, and it really depends on Turnitin. Of course, the way we set up it may be some of the for undergraduates we set up for even acceptable for 8 words or 10 words. I know some of the medical schools that I worked in other countries, they say even they set it up as 8 words for the undergraduates, whereas for the postgraduates they set it up for 5. So catching by the plagiarism software also depends on the number of things that you set it up when you set up the base model for the particular course. So it all depends on the policy. I don't think there is a policy at our faculty of our university so far. So we have to have a digital policy actually now.
And if you
And
go to
also
journals,
there's no uniformity in each and every journal also, no?
but if you go to madam, things like even scientific reports, what they say is you can use large language models like ChatGPT. They do not satisfy authorship criteria, but you have to say that you have used it. So it can't be an author, but it's you
Exactly.
have used it, and you can mention in the methods that you have used those tools.
Yeah, declaration is something that they expect in all the universities. If you use, please declare, so that it's okay. I mean, then it is up to the other part to decide whether it's allowed or not allowed. The worry of the universities is whether the academic writing skills will be dampened by this. That's all. Otherwise, there is no hard policy like no to AI, because you can't prevent students using it for, they anyways use. So they are trying to be AI friendly by having a AI friendly policy in the university. That's all from me.
Yeah. And they
Okay,
actually
thanks.
clearly say we can use generative AI, but there are worries, images and things to be like which should be subject to the copyright. So those we have to respect, but otherwise can use generative AI tools and declare.
Yeah, it's a good discussion, madam. Thank you. And yeah, I recently went for a workshop where a Singapore professor said that universities are allowing that, and there are certain limitations. For example, if you are doing a project or doing an assignment, you are not allowed to use it. But certainly, with the time, this restriction will be eased out with a properly sorted out digital policy, right? So that should happen. And there's another software called Genie IU. So you can use that for summarization and also eliciting key points. So I would rather invite you to sign in to these AI tools and try to generate your sort of a manuscript using this. And so if you are to do it, you are able to do it, then you will feel that whether it's all right or not. So what I would suggest is, if you are to find a good research question, yes, you can use ChatGPT or Copilot and explore literature using elicit and size space. So I think it's all right to use that. But of course, there's a formal way of doing a literature search, which we have learned earlier. So we can use those steps here as well, right? That is what I would prefer to do. And then you can further develop with the use of AI tools, right? So you can initially find out by prompting with ChatGPT and Copilot. So it will provide the background from similar studies. You can get suggestions, right? Then you can use the size space for methodology review. So I think there's nothing harm doing that. And then extract relevant methods from the previous literature. And you can synthesize methodology section by prompting it in ChatGPT or any other language model. So you can develop a nice methodology, right? Then you can refine and select the best response using prompting. And then for data analysis, if you are using ChatGPT 4, it will allow you to upload your data files to the software or the tool. Then it will do the preliminary analysis, but for the advanced analysis, you will obviously need a statistician, right? But in a way, it will give you a good output based on the inputs you provide to the software. So that is what we can do using the AI tools. And of course, there are several chat bots, I would say, developed for these sort of, you can ask and learn how to do a research, right? So you can develop chat bots, especially in an academic environment, and you can share the bots and feed the bot, right? That is something similar to a chatting window in WhatsApp or any other from the formal ways we used to chat, right? So you can develop chatbots using this software called BotPress, which is very useful in an academic environment. And then you can add all the necessary inputs or whatever the articles or anything you have related to a topic. And whenever, if someone wants to read or any updated information, if the link is there, the link of the bot is there, you can chat with the chatbot and get the necessary information out, right? That is being used around the world. So if they are being used in the marketing field, why not we, right? So we can develop chatbots using BotPress, and we can go for advanced chatbots, which will make things really easy in research field, right? So those are the things I want to say. I know this is a very controversial topic, and I don't have that much experience in talking about this, but I have certainly used some of these AI tools, and yeah, I don't feel guilty in using that. But if they are used for a good purpose, I think they are very efficient. And if you are very organized and comfortable in your research methodology, you can really use these AI tools to give a very good outputs in research. So that's what I have to say. Just, I think it's right time to practice these AI tools and see what it generates. I think that's all. If there's anything to ask, please.
I have a question. Thank you so much, Roshan. It was really interesting. Would it be possible for you to show us how to use BotPress to create a chatbot in an interface, like in a real one?
Yeah, actually,
I don't know whether you have time or not.
it will take time, but certainly I can create, but it will take time. Just to say, you can easily go into this site called WordPress.ai, and there's a separate video and there's a separate guideline to develop a chatbot. And following those guidelines and steps, you can generate a chatbot, and then by step you can make it to advanced chatbot. What you have to do is you have to collect all the evidences and put them into the chatbot. Then automatically you can get actually whatever you want. It's almost a habit in some places now. So I don't think we have time to develop a chatbot, but certainly you can try using BotPress, which is free again.
Thank you.
There are two questions, Roshan. Actually, one question has been related to your previous slide on using creating tables and images as responses from ChatGPT. Actually, both questions are related to that. Whether we can create tables and images as responses. And one is also, the second question is also, what sort of analysis can we run through ChatGPT?
Yeah, if you got the paid version, ChatGPT 4, then you can instruct and upload your data sheet. Or imagine if you have a data collected in an Excel sheet, you can upload the data sheet and ask the AI tool to do the analysis in a preferred way. So it will go to some extent. Actually, I have not tried advanced analysis using that, but according to the ChatGPT 4 data interface, I think you can go for a advanced analysis as well. They will give the outcome, but that is only available in the priced version, that is ChatGPT 4 and above. Regarding other things, you can get outputs in a sort of a picture version, tabular form, diagrams through ChatGPT. That is again in the paid version, as well as if you are unable to get through ChatGPT, the other one, Gemini is a good version. It gives you the outputs, right? Sort of, you want to get some data in a tabular form, then ask Gemini to do it. It will do nicely. And Copilot also put in preparing or sort of depicting diagrams. So what ChatGPT can't do, maybe Gemini can do in some versions, right? But of course, if you are having a paid version of ChatGPT, yes, go for ChatGPT. It's an advanced language model.
Thank you, Roshan. If there are any other questions, are there any other questions? If not, I think we can wind up. Thank you so much, Roshan. I think that was a very interesting discussion, especially on how we can use AI tools. And I think it's still kind of an area that we are also not sure what is actually, how much we can use these AI tools ethically and also when we publish, but probably things might be much more clearer in the future. And it's very useful, as you said, using some of these tools could like save a lot of time, especially the way we search and then quickly read through articles. So thank you very much for your time. And in the absence of questions, shall we wind
Thank
up?
you very much, Roshan. That was very informative. Thank you so much. We might need help from you in the future as well. Hope you will be available for us.
Okay, thank you, Miller. Bye.